Imagine if every step that you've learned could be a stepping stone for someone else. Imagine if every obstacle that you overcame, every one of the keystone principles, could be a small part as you share your story to someone else. Now, we've done a lot during the last 75, 85, 95, 97 days. That's right, 97 days. And we've been consistent. But how about now? How do we own our story and help that story to build us up and build others up? That's what we're going to be talking about in this episode of our 100-Day Walk to Consistency. Hey, this is Dr. Dwain Woode, and I'm excited that you're here for day number 97. That's right. Every time you show up, every day that you're here, you are building a better, more stronger, consistent version of yourself. Let's go ahead. Let's get started. I'll see you on the walk. So wow. Another one of those staggering numbers, 97. That's right, 97 days into our journey. And we continue to move and continue to grow and continue to expand. And today we're going to spend some time talking about owning your story. And I've mentioned several times during the course of this series, and actually during the course of even the last several episodes, that your story, your journey is a powerful, can be a powerful story for someone else. In fact, your journey is exactly what somebody else needs. And so in this episode, we're talking about how do we own that story? How do we see ourselves in that story? Often we glaze over some of the things that we've learned. And we want to make sure that we don't do that because we want to have gleaned and garnered everything that we can as we are moving through this space. Well, I am excited. I am pumped because limitless living comes into full play. That's right here. And in all the things that we've been talking about over the last several episodes and over the course of this journey that we've been on. Let me stop and let these cars come by. So owning your story, turning your journey into a message is really what we're talking about. Because if your story just becomes these little things that you did, if the story does not resonate with you, if it does not serve as a jumping off point, then it's easy not just for others to lose out, but also for us to lose out ourselves, because we've not learned, we've not crystallized, we've not solidified those thoughts and those principles that we need to be successful. And so we want to learn as much as we can from every aspect of what's been going on over the past 97 days as we move further into the future. So why does your story really matter? That's one of the questions that we want to ask. Why does it matter? Why does my story matter? And your story matters because your story can bring authenticity and it can bring connection. Authenticity and connection. Well, even before we get into those two words, you heard me say a couple of episodes ago that you cannot convince anyone without a story, without your story. You heard me say also that there are a lot of people that can talk about what I talk about. There are a lot of people that are out there talking about mindset change and talking about even some of the keystone principles, but nobody can tell it like I tell it. Nobody has the type of stories that I have. And my story will connect with some people and it won't connect with others. And I have come to understand that our stories are our stories. And there's a group of people out there that will connect, that will resonate with that story, and they will find um, they will find a place that pushes them, that pulls them, that supports them. And my story is important because it allows me to let my journey be available for other people like it's a library. Oh, yeah. There you go. See, that connection right there just came to me. So when you go to the library, when you're doing research, there are so many sources that you can use. There's so many books, there's so many journals, there's so many articles, there's so many places. But what I always loved about research, and what I always loved about when I read a book that connects with me, is that the author gets to pick out of the research, out of the information that's there, the things that explain his concepts the way he thinks. Now, there are lots of ways of describing things, but we all have our unique ways of thinking. And there are times when I'm telling a story and I finish telling the story and someone else will jump in and they'll tell the story but with a different flavor, with a different twist, with a different angle. In fact, recently we did, was that yesterday? In our office, we've been doing these personality evaluations, personality tests. We've been doing the DISC profiles. And one of the comments that one of our team members made was that everything within a particular personality type didn't fit. And one of the points that we were making during the conversation, during this evaluation, is that there are so many facets to each of us that no one personality fits everything that's in us. And no one description covers us all. And so just like that, your story, our story, my story will tell a particular flavor, a particular bent, will tell a particular item that resonates with somebody, just like your story does. And so why is it important for you to tell your story? Because nobody can tell your story. Right? Nobody can tell it like you tell it. Nobody can say the things that you say. Nobody has the experience that you experience. And so that's one of the reasons why it's important. The other reason your story is important is because, as I started to say, it brings authenticity and it brings connection. Authenticity because the lived experiences that you've had over the last 97 days, man, the places that we've gone in our thoughts, in our attitudes, in our mindset, the changes that we've had to go through in our thinking, those things, that journey that you had to go through is a journey that allows you now to turn around and to say to someone that you have been on the path, that you may feel, may understand, may be empathetic even to where they are as they're moving through the journey. Because remember, someone is always ahead of us, right, in our journey, and someone is always behind us in our journey. And so you get to, with authenticity, say to someone, yeah, I've been on the path. I've been there before. Been there, done that, and as a matter of fact, I'm doing it right now. Right? So you bring that authenticity there. And then, of course, we connect with people who we feel are, who we resonate with. And so because of your journey, because of where you've been, you will resonate with some people that I could never resonate with. You can resonate, you can connect with people that will not connect with me because my story is not their story and it's not like their story, right? I look for ways, as we mentioned before in one of the episodes, that I'm always looking for ways to connect to people, right? So I'm trying to find a way that what I'm going through, the things that I'm learning, the things that I'm teaching will fit with the people that I'm trying to talk to. And so your connection with them will be different. Your journey is unique. You know that? Your journey is unique. And sharing your journey will inspire other people. It creates a bridge of authenticity and it resonates with other people. And then your story will help you to inspire. And one of the most important things that we talk about when we talk about inspiration is vulnerability. When you open up about your struggles, when you open up about where you've been, whether it's a weight issue, and you've heard me talk about my struggle with weight, even at times hiding in plain sight. Can you believe that? So I was upwards of 280 pounds and was hiding in that space. How could you be 280 pounds and hide? But I was doing it. I was hiding in my mind. I was hiding in my in my discussions. I was hiding in my thoughts. We hide. But when we open up, when we can tell our story, the vulnerability that we have, the vulnerability that we convey will help people to understand and help people to be inspired, because they now know, okay, yeah, he gets it, she gets it. The number of people in our office that have come back to me to say to me, I'm so glad that you are telling your story. I was so excited when I found out that you were diabetic. I was so excited when I heard you talk about the fact that you was stressed one day and you stopped off at the store and you bought some chocolate. Hey, it is what it is. I'm gonna tell it like it is, because it is a lived experience every single day, right? You guys get to watch me in real time live out the things that we talk about. I'm going to tell you. Can I be honest with you for a minute? Well, not just for a minute, but just be honest with you. There are times when I am sitting in my office somewhere, maybe in the car, traveling, and I'm thinking through the process of limitless living, and I have to rehearse that thing, because something may have just happened, something may have just triggered, something may have just caused a thought to come in, and I've got to sit there and I say, what does limitless living look like right now, in this moment? Because we talk about limitless living, sometimes it sounds theoretical to us, but every day now, I'm saying, okay, what does limitless living look like? What does the Dwain principle, what the Dwain keystone say about this thing that's going on right now? Yeah? And so we've got to apply that. And when we are able to move through some of those spaces, we can then say to somebody, come on, I'm not just going to direct you to where to go. I'm going to take you by the hand and I'm going to walk through it with you, because I've been there. Right? So your vulnerability allows you to inspire people. Inspire. And that, we talk about motivation, right? Motivation waxes and wanes. Inspiration leads to motivation. And motivation, if we are able to harness the power, the energy that comes, remember, direction, energy, and focus, if we're able to harness that, oh man. Couple those together. Inspiration to motivation to direction, energy, and focus. And we align that with our rhythm and our structure. Oh, we are unstoppable. So your story isn't just about the past. When we tell our story, sometimes we focus on the negative that has happened. But your story isn't just about your past. isn't just about the hardship. It isn't just about the difficult place that you found yourself in. But your story is a roadmap that can guide other people. That can guide other people through the thick, through the tight places where they find themselves. Oh man, man, man. Oh, that's why that journal that you've been making, that journal that you've been writing, is so important, because it helps to shape not just your future, because you get to look back, but it helps to shape the future for other people who are looking at that journal or looking at your story and saying, man, look at that path. I can walk that path. Now I have a way to, I have a method that I can use because you've shared your story. So your personal journey is a message. It's a testament to the fact that life is not all downs. Right? It's not all downs. It's a testament to the fact that your resilience, your commitment to consistency, and your ability to overcome challenges works and is a valid and integral feature in who you are now. Wait a minute. You heard me say, one of my mantras now is that my body is my advertisement. My body is my advertisement. So when people look at me, then they say, hey, does this limitless living thing really work? Well, come on. Let me show you some proof. Does this really happen? Come on, let me show you some proof. Now, the mental part, the thought process, the behavior part, yeah, I want them to see that. They're looking at that, and I want them to be able to see the journey that I've been on as I'm talking to them. But sometimes people don't ask, people don't talk, they're looking, they're watching from afar. And I want them to look across the room. I want them to look down the street. I want them to look and say, okay, he's talking about limitless living. Okay, let's see the proof. All right, so my body is my advertisement. And so your personal journey is a message. It is a message. I want you to get that. It's a message. It's a message. So by owning your story, you get to transform your experience into a beacon for other people. Oh, man. So your story is a beacon. People will hear your story and they'll point to you to other people and say, look at her, look at him. Let me tell you a little bit about what happened. Let me tell you a little bit about their story. Let me tell you a little bit about where they came from. Yeah? Recently, I was looking back at one of my very first videos, and I sat there and I watched, and I thought to myself, limitless living does really work. Because when I looked at the video, and I think it was a pre-recorded video, I forgot what I was talking about, I see the transformation, I see the change that's happened since that time. And I'm excited about the change. I'm excited to share that story. And I own that story now. Now, here's you want to hear something? Here it is. You have to own where you are. And there's, I'm not sure what's going on. Some yard, somebody's taking care of their yard. But you have to own what has happened. You have to own where you are. You have to own the improvements that you've seen. You have to own the changes that have taken place in you. But you also have to own the history. Man, I sure am sometimes tempted to take those early videos down. Right? Because I want people to see the new improved Dwain. But you know what? For some people, the new improved Dwain doesn't really resonate until they see the old Dwain. Oh, whoa. So I want you to hear what I'm saying. You're going to be tempted to just tell the glamour part. You're going to be tempted to just show the highlight reel. But some people are not going to see and get and hold on to and move into the highlight reel until they see that old piece of reel, that old footage, that old picture, when they hear that old story. So as you are crafting your story, as you're owning your story, that has to be a huge part of what you do as well. So what we want to do is we want to begin crafting our story. We want to craft our story. First of all, we want to own our story, and then we're going to craft our story. And the story has to be crafted with authenticity, with a mind for conveying the information in a way that touches, that inspires, that motivates to action. So you want to craft it in a storytelling way, right? So you didn't just, sometimes we tell the story and say, well, I was feeling bad and I got better. Well, yeah, that's a story. It is a story. Subject, action, and has an end somewhere. But when you're crafting your story, I want you to craft it in a storytelling format. I want you to share your story in your own voice. In the office, when I'm training our students, one of the exercises I have them do is I have them tell me a story about high school, tell me a story about college, tell me a story about their life, if they played sports or an instrument. And the reason I have them do that is when they're telling that story, often they tell it with excitement. Man, let me tell you, man, I was on the football team, and my favorite story about being on the football team was this time we were playing, and they go through that. There is no hesitation, there's no doubt, there's no insecurities in telling that story. Yeah? And that's where you want to be. You want that story to resonate, to be in your voice, so as you're talking, people see you in the story. They hear your voice in the story. You want to emphasize both the challenges and the wins. So this is where I was. This is what was going on. This is what it did to me. This is how I felt. I didn't think I was going to be able to succeed. I didn't think I was going to be able to get through. I didn't think I was going to be able to lose the weight. I had struggled with one diet after another diet. I was struggling with emotional eating because my life wasn't where I thought it was going to be. I didn't like my job. I was restless, irritable, discontented. And then, notice that change right there? And then I started being consistent. Then I started walking. Then I started changing my mindset. Then I started learning how to be resilient and resistant. I started how to be self-confident. And right? So what happened? What caused the change? What caused the change? Well, I ran into limitless living. I decided I wasn't going to let anything from outside of me or inside of me change or prevent me from doing what I needed to do for my health. Oh, come on. And once I made that decision, once I made that determination, once I decided this was it, then it was off to the races. And I got up on day 1. I didn't think I could make it. Day 2, I didn't think I was going to do it. I was like, man, we're going to 100 days. Is Dr. Woode crazy? But I kept showing up and I pushed through. And there were days where I felt like I didn't want to get up because it was cold outside. And I didn't feel good because I was sick. And I may have missed a day, missed 2 days. And I said, no, I'm not going to let 2 days go by for me not doing this. And I came back and I got to 3 and 4 and 5. And man, 97 days later, oh yeah. You hear that? Highlight the habits, the mindset shifts, and the routines that made a difference. What were they? So when you're telling this story, what were the keystone principles that really pulled you in? What were the habits that you had to change? What were the places that you had to go? What were the memories that you had to bring up? So I had to learn how to organize. I had to learn how to prioritize. I had to learn how to put time in for the things I wanted to do. I had to learn how to time block. I learned the Eisenhower matrix that helped me with my prioritization. All right, remember? Urgent, important, important and urgent, important, not urgent, not important, not important, not urgent. Remember that? Eisenhower matrix. What is it that you think is going to empower and encourage other people to change? Frame your narrative in a way that encourages them to believe in their capacity to change. Oh, and here's the twist, here's the twist, here's the twist. You want to hear something? When you tell your story is not about you. Ooh, wee. When you tell your story is about a transformation in you, but it's no longer about you. Your story is intended to give people a framework. When we talk about rhythm, alignment, and structure, your story is intended to give people a structure that they now believe in their capacity to follow the path that you followed. Believe in their capacity to change. Believe in their ability to be resilient. Believe in their ability to stand firm and say, I'm not moving from this position. I am resistant to mediocrity. I'm resistant to the fixed mindset. I'm resistant to being told that I am nothing. I'm resistant to the negative self-talk. But I am now open to the mindset change. I'm open now to the growth mindset. I'm open to being resilient. Your story and your structure that you're creating, that's what it does. That's what it gives people. It gives them the belief in their capacity to do and to change and to adjust and to grow and ultimately to be successful. So as you are owning your story, as you're crafting your story, you're going to craft it in such a way that they see themselves and their ability to do those things. And you want to share. You want to share, you want to inspire. You want to share, you want to inspire. So choose your platform. Decide how you're going to do it. We talked about writing a book. We talked about doing a video. We talked about, and we didn't talk about this, but maybe you send a message to your family members and say, hey, let me tell y'all something. Let me tell you something that happened to me. Let me tell you about this journey that I've been on. Let me tell you about this change, right? Sometimes you show up, and remember we talked about living so that people do see though, right? You gotta be living, you gotta be living, you gotta be living. But how are you gonna do it, right? On social media, you're gonna create a little blog, you're gonna take some pictures before and after and send it out to somebody and say, hey, look at what happened. Look at what has happened to me. Let me share something with you. You want to engage in your community. You want to invite people to give you feedback as you're telling your story. Invite them to your house. You know, all of a sudden now they come to your house and your meals are different because you're eating a little differently. They're going to ask questions. Hey, what's going on? You can share with them, hey, this is what happened. This is where I found the power to do this. This is where I found the structure. This is where I found the alignment. This is my North Star statement. Oh, I love that. You see that? Oh, look at those trees. Right? So spring is springing. I'm gonna go back under here. I just love that. Wow. Isn't that cool? All right, so spring is springing. So you want to engage. Then you want to build I'm going to say a movement, but you want to begin now paying forward into your community and into your space, right? Your story has the potential to spark a fire, and you want to be looking for those opportunities. Once again, we're not sitting at the house trying to do this. We're not sitting at the house hoping people find us, but we're out and we are engaged in the community. And remember, limitless living says that you are not sitting, you're not a couch potato. You're doing everything you can, everything in your life. You're not allowing anything to prevent you from being successful. Consider ways to mentor, support those who resonate with you, because there are going to be some people who find you. There are going to be some people that you find. How do you support them? What's going to be a plan? Yeah? So we're owning our story and we are expanding. We're going different. You thought we were just walking for 100 days. You thought you were just getting up and you're going to spend 30 minutes. But look at what happened to you. You changed. You've grown. You're a different person. And that different person has a responsibility to you, yourself, and a responsibility to those around us. That's beautiful. That's beautiful right there. All right? So let's see. So the power of your story. So we talked about why that's important. You want to choose. And then of course, we want to make sure that as we are looking around us, that we're also continually looking inward. And we are continually evaluating. We're continually making sure that we are still, our rhythm is still true. The tenure of our life is still pointed to our North Star statement. Our alignment, so the things that we do, the behaviors, the actions that we take, the decisions we make, are they aligned with that North Star statement? And that the structure that we have put in place, is that structure of such that it is taking me exactly where I want to be? Rhythm, alignment, and structure. If you do that, then there is direction, there's energy, and there's focus. Direction, energy, and focus. And that leads to success. Man, this one right here. So I want to encourage you. And I'm going to be honest, some of you are sitting there and you're thinking, yeah, nobody wants to hear my story. You're thinking, oh, yeah, I'm glad that I did this. Maybe I'm better. Maybe my blood sugars are better. Maybe I'm a little bit more consistent. But that was a nothing. No. That story that comes out of this is amazing. The story comes out of this is amazing. And I want you to take some time. And I want you to enrich this community. And I want you to begin sending me some of those stories. All right, just craft them. Just write them down. Maybe you do a video and you send it in to let us know what is going on in your life. Let us know what has happened. Let us know, so how do you craft your story? Let us know the first part of your story. If you've written the entire story, do that. If you're starting to write it, send that part. And then when you're done, send the rest. But own your story. It is your story, but it's not just about you. It's about what happens to the rest of the community. And the community gets bigger, better when our stories are of such that it inspires, it gives us direction, it gives us energy, and it gives us focus. Yeah, one of my favorite. All right, so let's go ahead. Let's do our challenge. All right, you know we can't ever do anything, we can't leave without doing a challenge, so let's go ahead and do that right now. Grab your journal. And this is going to be a good one. All right, they're all good. So I want you to grab your journal and I want you to take some time. And I want you to sit down and I want you to begin reflecting. Reflect on your journey. And I want you to list 3 pivotal moments in your 100 days that have defined your growth. 3 moments, 1, 2, 3, that have defined your growth. 3 pivotal times. And this is, okay, something is going on here, and you heard something, you thought something, you made a connection, and that caused you to pivot. And you're going along, and you heard something else, you saw something else, you made a connection, you made a change, and you pivoted again. All right, so what are 3 times that you pivoted during the last 100 days that define your growth? And I want you to write a brief description of why each moment was significant. So write it. So these are 3 paragraphs, by the way. All right, so here's the time, this is what happened, and this is what's going on. Write it out. And I want you to craft your core message. Summarize your journey in a few sentences. What is the overarching lesson or insight that you've learned? that you want to share. When I was talking about limitless living, there were so many different aspects of what had happened to me that I could share. Right? The art of letting go came out of that. Crafting a different version of myself. New year, new you. All of those were things that came out of the experiences that I had. But the ultimate question that I had, and the ultimate decision that I had to make, was what was it that encompassed, what was the fundamental message that needed to be given to people? Yes, it was looking back and letting go of the things that had caused us pain. Yes, it was that I need to expand and I need to grow. Yes, it was that there was community around me. But the overarching theory, the overarching idea behind limitless living is that I am not allowing anything from outside of me or inside of me to prevent me from doing what I need to do to reach my goals. I'm presenting my best self, my best health, and my best plans for my life so that I can be successful. That's it right there. So what is going to be the core message that you are going to share? I want you to summarize that. I want you to write a statement about it. What is it? And I want you to begin crafting some of those lessons. Develop a statement that captures your transformation. Like, through daily consistency, I discovered my strength, I discovered my resilience, and the power of an authentic life. That's an example of one, right? So you're going to be doing this. And I want you to plan your sharing strategy. How are you going to begin sharing this? Tell a friend, tell your family members, and begin talking to people about what is going on in you. Decide where it's going to be. Outline a few points that you want to make. So limitless living for me now, when I talk, and all the things that have been coming up as we're talking, I was talking to somebody 2 days ago, right? And it wasn't a planned discussion. And you know what we talked about? Direction, energy, and focus. Right? Because as you are learning, as you're growing, you're going to begin making those connections and you're going to start seeing those things that you can share with other people. And then I want you to commit to inspiring somebody. I want you to find somebody that you are going to use your story to inspire, and I want you to tell them your story. Consider starting a group. Consider joining a group, a motivation group, online, in your town, wherever you are, so that we can begin moving successfully in the community and we can help the community continue to grow. Has to. So it's not just about us anymore. It's about the spaces that we're in, and it's about us paying it forward and us helping other people to live that limitless life. Oh man. So today you've taken an important step. You're owning your story and you're beginning to craft that story to share it. We're going to continue coming back. I want you to join me for our next episode as we continue walking down this pathway. Consistency is your superpower. Every day that you show up, every day that you say yes, every day that you add another piece to the puzzle, you're adding to your strength, your determination, and your self-confidence. Thanks for joining me. We'll see you tomorrow on day number 98. I'll see you on the walk. Hey, this is Dr. Dwain Woode. And as we approach the end of our 100-day walk to consistency and health, I want to pause and invite you to look ahead. Because what we've built together is just the beginning of an even more powerful journey. Over the past 100 days, you've developed a habit. You've developed resistance, resilience. You've developed strength, and things that form the cornerstone of your success. Now, as we close this chapter, I'm excited to share that our next series is on the horizon that's going to build on everything that you've learned so far. In the upcoming series, we want to dive deeper into advanced strategies that harness your newly cultivated strengths, refine your mindset, and elevate your strategic thinking. Imagine transforming daily consistency into an unstoppable force that propels you to tackle even greater challenges with confidence. My vision for the next phase is simple: to empower you not only to sustain your current success, but to channel it into innovative strategies that drive you past these impacts that you've had to more lasting, more fulfilling impacts. We've explored how to leverage your inner strength and channel it into areas of leadership, creativity, and advanced personal growth. And we're going to go further. The habits you form are the foundation on which you can build a life of limitless potential. Every lesson, every win, every setback during the past 100 days has prepared you for what's next. Think of today as a bridge where the consistency and the discipline that you've mastered become a stepping stone towards a future when strategy meets mindset. In the next series, it's designed to help you integrate these principles to every aspect of your life, making your progress both sustainable and exponential. I invite you to stay tuned and actively participate as we embark on this new chapter. Reflect on your journey so far and consider the way that you can take these lessons to the next level. Let's step into the future together. Thank you for being part of this transformative journey. Your growth, resilience, and commitment are what this community needs. Get ready to embrace the next series, where your strengths, strategy, and mindset will propel you to even greater heights. Stay tuned, and I'll see you as we begin this exciting new chapter together.